What is up? My name is Reese. I'm an AI engineer, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about AI agents that have the ability to operate your browser autonomously. First, I'm going to show you a quick demo where I use one of these agents to buy stocks for me automatically. Then we'll talk a little bit about how else these browser-based agents can be used. And finally, I'll give you some ideas for building SaaS businesses around this idea of AI agents in the browser. Let's get into it. So check this out. I've asked the agent to go to CMC. I've asked it to buy a set of 6 Vanguard stocks, and that's it. So off it goes. You can see like the highlighted pieces of the UI is what the agent actually sees. So it's interpreting the UI based on kind of actions that it can take within the UI. And then it's using the large language model to kind of make a decision about which action it should take to get closer to completing the goal that we've set it. So it's found the stock here. It knew how to search it in the search box. It should be going to click on buy. It is. And now it's going to just fill out the order form as we've instructed it to. I've asked it to just use the base or the recommended price from CMC. So it's going to go and put that in there. I've set the trading pin in the script as a secret. So it will know to put that in as kind of a password as well. So there you go. It's done. Pretty easy. Just a single high-level instruction, and the agent in the browser was able to go and execute on its own what I asked it to. We're moving into a world now where online infrastructure is going to be built with agents in consideration. But the vast majority of the internet up until now has not been built like that. So autonomous agents that can use the browser are kind of providing a layer for AI to access the traditional internet in a sense. Right, so just an example of a few of the use cases that will be big for AI agents in the browser is self-healing workflow automation. So it's very easy to build automations on the internet kind of in the browser, right? You can just hard code a set of instructions that say, go to google.com. You can hard code where the search bar is and say, type this into the search bar and click search. But the problem is that, when Google ships even a slight change to the interface or any website for that matter, the automation breaks nearly every time. So by using AI agents, we're able to give very high level instructions that the agents are able to carry out without having to hard code the exact steps that need to be taken to achieve some goal, right? And I mean, you can imagine this happening over multiple websites, right? So if you could say, read my LinkedIn and apply to this job for me, where the agent opens a tab, it loads up your LinkedIn, reads the relevant information, goes back to the other tab, and applies for the job, fills out the form, attaches the resume, etc. Similarly, you could say, find the ingredients for this recipe and have them delivered Tuesday. Yeah, these kind of complicated workflows in the browser are really going to be opened up. So the technology is going to improve pretty quickly. Language models are constantly improving, and the infrastructure is going to improve pretty quickly as well, I think. So companies like Browserbase are going to make it incredibly easy to run this kind of browser automation in the cloud, which is going to make it very easy to scale. I think that just with a simple API call, we're going to be able to complete little pieces of browser automation for whatever we want, really. And because we are going to have to manage the underlying infrastructure, it's going to be very easy for us to build solutions and systems that kind of sit on top of this infrastructure. So yeah, the base infrastructure is definitely on the way. So as the kind of foundation for agents in the browser gets built out in the way of these kind of infrastructure services, there's going to be a lot of SaaS opportunities that arise from that. You can imagine that if you have these agents in the browser that can automatically kind of explore the surface of applications, it opens up a lot of kind of use cases. So, I mean, product testing automation, you can give it really high level instructions and it will go out and execute those instructions in the application and potentially flag and reveal any bugs without having to hard code test cases. And the agent might even find something that we didn't necessarily account for in our test cases because it's kind of making its own decisions about how to achieve what it's trying to achieve. Could reveal UX issues. It could do a lot of things. Similarly, with product documentation, if we can have an agent explore the interface of an application, we could ask it to come up with instructions and documentation, which can kind of help build out the knowledge base for that application automatically. And finally, there's going to be a need for building and And finally, there's going to be a need for automation platforms. So we're going to need a way to expose this browser functionality to people to automate their own workflows. Think kind of N8N and stuff like that. And those platforms are going to need to include things like retrying, failed automations, error handling, maybe human in the loop functionality if there's something a human needs to oversee during the course of kind of an automated browser workflow with AI agents in the browser. And let me know if you have any questions. Catch you next time.